What's going on, LinkedIn? One last thing before I go today. Last week I shared with you all the last part of the digital workflow, which was printing and washing and post-processing with the Formlabs Form 4B. And I promised in my post that I would create a video on how to modify and model the device that was 3D printed. However, time got away from me and I apologize, but today I'm going to walk you through that process. So let's dive into the Spentys application. I've taken a 3D scan of Chris, the gentleman that was in that video last week, and I'm going to use this structure scan in the creation of that device. So immediately we see some automatic resizing happening, and then the workflow will tell me what to do on each and every single step. So it's a guided process that enables really quick adoption of the tool, being that you don't have to spend hours upon hours upon hours of learning critical digital tools and technologies. And I now arrive to the pose feature within the Spentys application, which will enable me as a user to be able to digitally modify this patient's limb. I'm going to identify some anatomical points in 3D space. And after I get done with that, I will have a skeleton of the 3D scan that will enable me to change the position of this patient's limb, Chris's hand. So I could be able to do so really easily here. I'll select on a node, and if I wanted to bring him into more extension or flexion, I could do so really easily. Watch here in the wrist how we're actually having details change, not just on one single axis, but the general position of the hand and wrist. Here, with the thumb, really possible some adduction of that thumb to get the patient in the ideal immobilized position. Now, a lot of times with CMC, arthritis, and basal joint challenges, patients will ask for a little push here. What I just did was pull. So pull would avoid that area, and then push will actually increase pressure in this region so that we can push that joint into place and keep it immobilized in a single position. On the left-hand side, we could see just how much of a push that is. But that's just a quick modification there. Now I've smoothed the scan, I've changed the position of the thumb, and I've added a push on that basal joint. I have two different modeling options, one of which is Freeforma or Autoforma. Autoforma is using the template library that is already developed so that you could be able to pull that template from the cloud and apply it to this custom 3D scan, and then customize it to that patient's pathology and or customization request. So I'll select on a trim line here just to make some minute details. Adjusted. We'll bring each of these up. It's not necessary to adjust all the trim lines, but I like to when demoing so that you could be able to see a lot of the things that you can do. Okay, and then here are these openings for breathability, or you could close them if you really want to focus on that area that we are pushing into. Let's increase a little bit of coverage there so that we can get that full push. Okay. Now, there's a predefined parameter set that you can go under, all the way up to 6 millimeters or 1.5, depending on the flexibility goals that you have. Global offset, that's going to be the distance between the actual limb and the orthosis. That's good if you want to add some padding or there's some swelling. And then finally, the flare on the edges, having a precise flare for the patient in front of you. Okay, finalizing the design of this device, I'm going to use our automated closing system, which is the rail belt loops. And actually, they're in a great position, so let's just lock them in. Place the serial number where I want it for full traceability. I export, and then I would submit this order, visit the Spentys order management system, and send it off to the 3D printer. So within just a couple of minutes, I've been able to take a custom scan and create a custom device with tools that are curated for that specific job. And I would love to talk about how we could put your products into this tool so that your specific knee brace or prosthesis or AFO, whichever the device type is, can be automated with Forma technology so that your users, whether that be the CPO or your internal technician, could be able to drive the technology with maximum efficiency and control within a predefined parameter set. That's the Spentys workflow. I'd love to share more with you. Leverage the link in my post here to book a meeting, and we could talk more about how you could use these tools within your organization. All right, take care. See you soon.